Sometimes when people describe their relationship with an avoidant, the language gets very intense. You'll hear things like, they're heartless, they're manipulative, they're evil, they just enjoy hurting people. And honestly, when someone has gone through that kind of experience, I understand why they say it. Because from the outside, the behavior can feel unbelievably cruel. Think about what the other person experiences. 1 minute you feel close, the connection feels real, you're talking all the time, maybe seeing each other often, sharing things about your life. You think something meaningful is building, and then suddenly the temperature changes. Messages get shorter, plans start getting vague, the warmth disappears, and sometimes the person just disappears. Or they come back with something small, a little message, a crumb, just enough to reopen the connection, and then distance again. If you're the person on the receiving end of that dynamic, your mind naturally goes to a very painful place. You start asking yourself questions like, did they ever care about me? Why would someone treat another person like this? Are they doing this on purpose? Are they just playing games with me? Look, those questions are very human, because when someone behaves in ways that cause emotional pain, the brain tries to find an explanation. And one explanation that feels very tempting is this: they must be a bad person. But here's the truth that's a little more complicated. Avoidant people are often not evil, but the behavior can absolutely feel cruel, and sometimes it is cruel. And I would say this clearly: if someone knows they're hurting you and they continue to do it anyway, whether it's out of selfishness or because it serves them in some small way, I would say that is cruel. Those two things can exist at the same time. Let me explain what I mean. Most people with avoidant attachment patterns didn't wake up one day and decide, I'm going to hurt people. That's not usually the intention. Avoidant patterns usually come from earlier experiences where closeness felt overwhelming, unsafe, or emotionally complicated. So they learn a strategy. Stay connected, but not too connected. Stay warm, but not too vulnerable. Enjoy the relationship, but keep an exit door open. And when emotional closeness starts getting intense, their nervous system reacts. The reaction is distance, pulling away, creating space. Sometimes suddenly. Now, here's the problem. The person on the other side of that behavior doesn't experience it as a coping strategy. They experience it as rejection or abandonment or emotional whiplash. And that's where the cruelty can show up. Because even if the avoidant person isn't trying to cause harm, the impact can still be very painful. Mixed signals are painful. Sudden distance is painful. Breadcrumbing is painful. And when someone repeatedly allows that pattern to continue without addressing it, it can absolutely become emotionally damaging. Let me pause for a second. If you've experienced something like this and you're thinking, yes, this is exactly what it felt like, you're not alone. A lot of people get caught in this dynamic and spend months trying to understand what happened. If this resonates with you, like the video, follow the channel, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this, because many people are quietly dealing with this exact situation. Now, here's another piece of the truth that people don't always like to hear. Understanding avoidant behavior doesn't mean you have to excuse it. You can understand the psychology behind something and still decide that it doesn't work for you. Someone might have reasons for how they behave, but those reasons don't erase the impact on other people. So when people ask, are avoidants evil? The honest answer is usually no. But that doesn't mean their behavior is harmless. In some situations, it can be very painful for the person who wants closeness and stability. And that's why one of the most important realizations people eventually reach is this: understanding someone's attachment pattern doesn't mean you have to stay inside that pattern. You can recognize what's happening, you can see the push and pull dynamic, you can understand the psychology behind it, and you can still decide that you need a relationship where emotional closeness doesn't constantly trigger distance. Because at the end of the day, relationships aren't just about understanding someone. They're also about what kind of emotional environment you want to live in. And if you're trying to figure out whether you were dealing with avoidant patterns in your own relationship, or you're trying to make sense of confusing mixed signals, sometimes it helps to talk through the dynamics with someone who understands how these patterns work. If you want help understanding your situation more clearly, you can book a one-on-one session through the link in my bio, or reach out through pop call, chat, voice, or video. We'll talk through it like real people. No lectures, just clarity. All right, talk soon.